Recording.
Hey, pause. What the
Focus.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Zoom in. Wait a minute.
Listen up.
What up? My name is Chaxi. Erosh is in the building. We are the JUS Kidding Podcast, and we are live from the Kyoko Art Gallery in Lavington, just along James Gishuru Road. And we have Shukid.
What up? What's good, man?
Easy. So, now that everyone is talking about the resurrection challenge, so from that South African conman in the name of a pastor. So
no, he's not a conman. That's a man of God. Wacha kupiga kazi ya Bwana.
A conman in the name of a pastor.
So, that's how they come.
That's a man of God.
That reminded me that you guys were in a series that is yet to come out called The Yard.
Yeah.
Now, Umse alikufa, his character died even before the script was...
But look at me.
Even before they finished writing the script.
But look at me.
Just kidding.
Look at me now.
It's all part of the script.
It's showbiz, my nigga. Showbiz.
But anyway, interesting how... So wait, first, before I forget, I have two announcements to make. Just before I forget. Number one, we have a live audience recording on Tuesday. It's going to be at the Muse in Lavington. So...
Westland.
Yeah, Tafari. So we have a live audience recording that is going to be at the Muse in Westlands on Tuesday from 9 in the morning. So if you want to come through, just go to our Instagram page. That is Just Kidding Podcast. There's a link that you can RSVP because we have very few slots. And then we see you on Tuesday. Then next, there is a match that is happening. So the match is about, there have been so many extrajudicial killings that have gone unanswered. Yeah. And then most of them involve women. What? So there's a group of women, so many young women and ladies are getting murdered. And most of them, there we go. And most of them go unanswered, including very influential people in government. Like my own governor from where I come from Migori, was implicated in the murder of Sharon. And then somehow, there's never been progress. We don't know what's happening with that case.
Yeah,
so
they dead the story.
Yeah, so almost every week there's a woman who's murdered. Bodies in Akwatu found in Sichimocheri, in forests. Yeah. So there's a match that is happening on. Bro, your internet is not working, bro.
I'm sorry, get your own, man.
There we go. So fight for women's rights. We will not be silenced. Hashtag Total Shutdown KE on the 8th of March 2019 from 8 in the morning. Guys are going to meet at the Freedom Corner. So if you feel like supporting the women, because see what tulizaliwa na mama.
True.
Except someone I know I'm not going to mention. Please show up. Now back to Shukid.
Yeah.
With the long announcements. So you posted, just before we go into ranting. Yeah. No, actually we're just going to rant now. So you posted on a Facebook and said you no longer want to be interviewed by any media stations, blah, 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 blah. And all the things that you say that I'm going to get a screen grab for the post-recording. Yeah. Tell me about that.
I think I was in my feels. It's just a thought that it's been harboring over the years. And it's not like I don't want to do media interviews, and it's not like I don't appreciate the media attention I've gotten so far, however little, however big it is, But I just got fed up, man, because you see people go on these stations, some of them are friends, they're people you know, so you tune in, even when I tell other people to tune in for me, and then you get the same script all over again. You dig?
Rosh has the script.
I have the script. I can send it to you.
You have the same script, right?
We've been talking about it. I feel like it's been a thing, but you it, huh?
It's something that I just felt like it gets annoying, especially there's so many things about it that make it annoying. Another thing is like some people, they go for the interview and you get your song played on that day and that's about it. So I was just feeling like
it's not real support.
Yeah, it's not even the support part. I'm thinking about it from my angle. You're not supposed to be moving backwards as an individual. And you're trying to move ahead.
But you keep doing the same thing.
It's routine. And then your fans are trying to ask for more. You see, like right now you've made an announcement about the march for the ladies. I just also felt like our counterparts in other countries, it's not always good to compare, but like our counterparts in other countries.
I think sometimes it's okay to draw comparisons.
Yeah.
If they're reasonable and it's things that can work here.
Exactly. You see, like, I'll use an international artist as an example.
All right.
Meek Mill.
Yes.
Known for his music. But he's currently the face of like...
prison reforms.
Stuff like that. something like what you just brought up, like the march for the ladies and stuff like that. These are all issues that happen to us, people around us, our brothers, our sisters,
These
our
are
aunties.
sisters, these are our mothers, our aunties, bro.
Yeah, so if I come for an interview and all you're asking me is who I'm dating and
Challenges of an upcoming musician in Kenya.
what do you have to tell artists out there? You see,
have the script.
yeah, we lose our cause.
Yeah.
We lose what we really feel. We lose what we really want to talk about. Some of our music is, it contains some of this material, but how are you gonna get that if I'm doing the same interview I did when I was coming up?
Yeah, but you see, that, if I was to play the devil's advocate for a small second, I feel like some of the things you're talking about, like picking up causes and everything, those are not exactly sexy topics to be discussing in what we call popular radio. Yeah. As well as we're talking to a gentleman.
I think it depends, bro. Yeah, I just want to contradict.
I'm just saying, it's okay, but I can finish. Alafu you contradict.
Finish up. So we kill your point.
Exactly. Then you can contradict. I was saying, like, some of these topics are not exactly sexy, and we were with you when we were talking to a certain gentleman, and they were saying sometimes we forget that our media stations are propaganda tools for certain people. Sure. So saa zingine the message you're trying to, the cause you're trying to pick up may not resonate with what the station,
or may not please what they stand for.
The station. So saa zingine, at the end of the day, I think I wonder, do you feel like it's up to the artist to take up the cause personally and really push it before somebody else picks it up? Because then they will be jumping onto, like what you said, Meek Mill did not wait for the.
He didn't wait.
He did it, and then
the media highlighted.
But the media highlighted it. You see, at the end of the day, it's like I want to be able to go somewhere and have conversations. Like you see, this is a conversation. I don't necessarily have to have a record. I'm not coming here to promote any music.
Or your personal relationship.
You didn't come to promote music. You just came to.
These things that are not sexy to these media stations, at the end of the day, there's the news segment. We all tune into the news.
Yes.
If there's extrajudicial killings, as he's saying, there's no escaping that. Yeah. There's no way you can pretend like that stuff doesn't happen. Yeah. And you see, if I have an opinion on that, or I have a say on that, because they say artists are we mirror what happens in society. Yeah. But sometimes it's like we're being forced to only focus. I remember.
Don't just focus on the music.
They want you to focus on entertainment. Yeah. You're going to talk about Sauti Sol.
Bro. During the election.
I saw that. Ibedi, what are you doing?
And they weren't even trying to do a cause or anything. It was just a statement like, hey, yo, when you vote, be wise with your voting. Guys just went in on them.
Plus, apart from you being Shukid, the musician, you are a person who's affected by this
thing. I'm affected by the government. I'm affected by... You're saying media don't want to cover that and then sexy stuff. It's not sexy to live in Nairobi at the moment.
But you know
what?
What's even...
I wanted to say, don't you think there's a double standard? Because when, say, artists have been paid, for example, in the few occasions where they've been paid to take up certain causes or support certain political divides, there's no backlash.
Yeah, but now
isn't it?
But
isn't that amazing?
But I feel like the thing that we are talking about now is aside pay and politics, but social issues, real issues. Yeah, people getting murdered every day, and if you don't talk about it, then you see the trend continues. We keep getting more bodies of dead women, and I have a theory. This is my own theory. Then you guys can decide whether it's true or not. But I feel like when we look at other bigger markets, we have megastars. We have superstars, we have stars. Let me begin with that. Then we have superstars. Then we have, I think now megastars. Yeah. But in Kenya, the only megastars we have are politicians. And megastars, I'm talking about someone who's very influential. And literally, if you went to Turkana now, people will know them. Yeah. If you took Ruto anywhere in this country, everyone will know who Ruto is, Yeah. But if
Ruto stood outside there for
everyone will know.
Everything would stop.
Everything would stop.
Guys would even stop.
Yeah, exactly. But you see in other countries, we have superstars, musicians or actors or just creatives who've gotten to that level, and I feel like it's because most of them take up causes that relate with an ordinary person, because people begin to see that as this guy uses their positions of influence to actually stand for us,
elevate.
If for example, if I use Octopizzo as an example, Octopizzo comes from Kibra, where there's a lot of crime, and all these years the government has not really done much to help the situation down there. If Okra was in the States and he really stood for Kibera the way he has, he would be a big deal, because everyone in Kibera feels like this guy is part of us. But because we don't have much of that in Kenya, then there's no way people are going to become megastars, because the only people who people feel relate to them are politicians, because politicians are the people who will go there and say, we'll make your roads, we'll help with ABCD.
And it's BS.
No. That's why, that's BS. But that's the only reason why politicians are megastars, because they connect with the needs of the ordinary person every single day. It's not just making music. I'm in the society. If you look at abroad, when extrajudicial killings happen abroad, like even little kids, you'll see all musicians will post about it. They'll be in the streets with the people. So that makes them bigger, because it's not just about putting out music and coming to interviews. They're on the ground, bro, pushing real issues.
So clearly there's a problem, right?
Clearly.
But why do you think we are not amplified? You are not amplified, for instance, because I'm sure there's something you stand for. We start we start at what are some of the things you stand for, and why do you think that musicians are generally not amplified?
You have quite a ringtone,
right?
I know, man.
It's an interesting tune right there. But let me backtrack a bit. You asked if it's upon the artist to take up these tasks.
Or the media.
Of course, I'm only bringing this up because I feel like there's things I stand for in the first place. Now, it is upon the artist to figure out what it is you stand for and make it vocal. The only reason I'm getting at the media per se, I'm not saying they need to call us and be like, hey, talk about this. They just need to amplify. But at the same time, when some of these things do happen, when you go for these, I understand people say, you know what, radio is all about money, yada, yada, yada. That's cool. But at the end of the day, it involves us, the people. For you to tune in, for you to even say, like, this is the station I tune into by default, there has to be
a why.
There has to be a why. So if something has happened and it's being discussed the world over, or in the whole nation, it's affecting us, say election period, and I happen to release a song in that time frame, right? I go for an interview. It's only right we can talk about some of these issues on air. It can't be so bad such that every single second is, advertising time. You feel me? So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. When we go to these interviews, it gets depressing, because it's like they're so focused on the advertising. Say a presenter didn't even prepare for you. Say, hey, Rush, you're coming. If I go to your page, I can easily pick up a few things you're about. I can be like, hey, Rush does Mugidi. He's fusing it with folk fusion. And yada yada yada. I'm sure if I check out your post, there's a few things.
You'll also see what I talk about politics.
What you talk about
in my social
life.
I tweet, because I have a personal life as well.
Exactly. But
you're affected by this issue.
And I'm affected by this issue. And I'm a piece of
you're
guy
at home
most of the time.
You're at home. You're telling guys, yo, 7 p.m. Just Kidding podcast. I'll be live. Tune in. And your people tune in. I'm a fan of Rush. I already heard where I can find your music. I already follow you. That's how I knew you're gonna be on Just Kidding at 7 p.m. But then you come here and I'm like, so, Rush, where can we find your music? There's so much other things that's going on for us to act blind to it. It can't be like entertainment people are all good. The people dying or killing could be, direct family members. So you can't just shut a blind eye and act like you don't notice what's going on.
And I feel like one of the main reasons why I took a stand as well with the women match is because this thing, we keep talking about this thing the same every single day. When you see so many dead bodies of women dropping, and at some point it feels like there's targeting that is being done, it may not affect you directly until when the next woman that drops is your mom, your aunt, or your sister, because it's the same system, bro. So I feel like these are issues that should never be taken lightly. And we all say we have responsibilities. As long as you're alive and you walk around, as long as you walk around, you have a responsibility. But as soon as you're in a position of power or influence, you have a higher responsibility.
You have a higher responsibility.
The same thing that happens with the media. That's why there's big backlash when media reports propaganda, because we feel like you are in a better position to
research.
exactly do your research.
We trust you. Like what you tell us, we'll go with it.
And you reach so many people to be spreading propaganda.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's real issues that are affecting us as a society that deserve space in media that does not get space. I see Octopizzo, I see Holy Dave. I'm going to use those two examples because those are the common ones. They are always out here, bro, in the streets.
We also have
Akina Giuliani. But do you think they receive coverage, or does the media help to amplify?
One, for me, for sure, I can say based on my seeing, and these are not scientific facts. These are not scientific facts.
These are Rastafarian facts.
This is a Rastafarian vibrations. Judging the Babylon system and everything. Every time a musician picks up something, especially something that is hard hitting,
like politics.
Like politics, or it's not even politics. Sometimes you pick up a social issue. A social issue, but it's bad because of politics. Or for example, like say you pick up.
People want you to just sing.
Yeah, you pick up, say you want to talk about poverty and why people are poor. It goes back down to politics. So, but you find that these people they're not amplified anymore.
Do you know why that happens? That only happens because if you picked up an issue, Shukid, Chaksi, whoever, don't come out to support you. If it was everyone supporting you, then no one would shut you down. But as long as you're the only person speaking about it and media is not even backing you up, instead of media backing you up, they actually discuss. They're actually making fun out of that situation.
Yeah.
I can try chime in on that. You see, when things happen, there's always going to be a ripple effect.
Yeah.
So I'll use any artist for that matter.
Yeah.
The way the Kenyan industry is set up is people think these things are all hustles. You see me pick up a cause.
You think you are paid to do it?
And sure, there's organizations that would pay you based on the cause you're following, and that's a great hustle. But it's not supposed to be. You're not supposed to sit in a corner and be like,
"Oh, he's getting paid for it.
What is it I'm gonna pick up that I can get paid for?" It's cool to get paid. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's the other thing that's making people not pick up cause, because there's so many causes. You're asking me things I'm passionate about. There's things like littering. Like, it's just whack when you see people just litter all over the place. I don't know if someone can pay you to not litter, but that's not necessarily even a cause that'll take too much of your energy or too much of your time. It's something I can...
We're just kids starving.
Yeah.
I like what King Kaka is doing with sanitary towels.
Yeah, with sanitary towels. Yeah. It's a cool hustle. It got him to states where he pushed his music.
With the UN,
Yeah, you see, but he's still about that cause. When he's posting about the sanitary towels, he's not like, yo, peep these sanitary towels and check out my link. Yeah,
he's like, guys, I need help. I'm trying to do ABCD. I have backing from UN and Nini. But if you came on board as well, we can reach more. We can reach more ladies.
That way, the cause is more important. You dig? It's not being attached to. We have this other problem where people just attach things to brands. So you see, Chaxi's big. Just Kidding has 20K
clicks weekly.
Oof. We're gonna attach this to.
We're gonna get there very soon.
Chaxi doesn't even give a shit. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
My bad.
Bro, Chaxi, you can talk in whatever language. You can curse. Listen, you wouldn't do that in mainstream radio.
We don't advertise casting, but if you feel like you can. No,
that's my new cause. I want to curse. I'm playing.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm trying to say? So like,
really express yourself.
It gets to a point where it's too much of a hustle to the point that guys will just attach things to a brand. Chaxi's big enough for us to push this agenda.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't even care about it.
That is a guy called Tafari. Once you blow up, he's done with you. He's looking for the next one.
You see, and it's whack because if more of these things are like, because there's people in the ghetto that have brilliant minds and causes that they probably want to share with the world, but no one's gonna attach it to him because it's like, look how he looks, and he doesn't even have a pop-in IG. Nah, let's look for someone.
I'm gonna touch on something Chaxi told me that you mentioned to him about companies jumping on personalities and
like taking advantage of you.
Yeah,
you're popping, but they don't really
care about you, but they just want to attach something on you.
It's like cloud chasing.
Cloud chasing.
Yeah, wave riding, and I've seen brands do that
a lot.
And you had thoughts on that as well.
I had thoughts on it because I'm a young dude in Nairobi.
Yeah.
You know, I hang out with a lot of people like myself in different fields, from entertainment to medicine to education, and we talk to business even.
Yeah.
And something that's really common is, you know, definitely the people that are owning companies are older than us.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're not necessarily at that level of entrepreneurship yet. We're trying to get there.
Yeah.
But you see what some of these companies do, they'll get you know, young people like us that are really trying to do our best. We use whatever resources we have and we put them on the table for ourselves. Then someone comes and sees that and is like, I like what you're doing. Or I don't even know what you're doing. I just know you're good for this engine I'm trying to create.
Yeah.
So they come and they pick you up, and then they market these things to you as an opportunity. Come here, you know, when you write your CV, it's gonna look cool that you're from here. But you don't even leave that place with the things you require to go to the next level. You see, there's a lot of OGs on radio and on TV from when we were children. They're still in those positions.
Yeah.
When those of us who are studying to be those things, when do we get there? You can't be competing for these roles with those people. And at the same time, even when you get minor tasks, it's not like they're necessarily putting a budget behind it.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be able to leave your house, get to wherever they require you to be, look presentable enough for their eye, for them to be like, you can roll with us. And with either very little pay or in a lot of cases, no
Or with
pay.
a lot of exposure.
Or a lot of exposure.
Or a lot of
Give
exposure.
it 800 buckets of exposure.
So what happens is guys get pressure. Guys end up doing some things, like you were saying, cloud chasing. People do things for numbers. People buy.
Do all sorts of things.
Actually, this morning we were talking about all those trending radio stations, morning shows.
Yeah, do you realize every morning on
every
Twitter
morning,
it's just
every
more
radio show,
breakfast shows.
every breakfast show is trending right now.
Every breakfast show. And they're all trying to use the same, what's it called? The same stencil.
Yes, they just pay these guys to tweet.
They pay guys to tweet. They talk about sex
same thing.
and infidelity all
Yeah.
morning. Same script all over again. So when do you even bring in anything new or anything that's, how can you even prove that you're fresh?
Yeah.
If guys sending CVs and some dude is just picked up out of nowhere because of numbers.
Yeah.
So you see, the numbers thing is really affecting people, because I can go out, trust me, I could leave this place and tell you to check my IG in the next few minutes, and I could have numbers.
Yeah.
Just using whatever knowledge you have, tagging people and then purchasing numbers and all that stuff. That doesn't mean I can do the job.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that. But that's what
That
people
is
are doing
actually
now.
cloud chasing. It doesn't mean you can actually do the
It
job.
doesn't mean
Just
you can do
means
it.
you can have, you have a
Face
number.
value.
You're good at getting numbers on.
Yes.
I was-
And these people are really good at getting numbers, bro.
There's people who are good at getting numbers, but people are, not everyone is good at translating those numbers.
Yes.
See, when we're having gigs happening this year, right?
Yeah.
Just like gigs were happening last year. It was a major part, it was a major thing that was happening. But I like to sit back and observe, and I'm just peeping these trends in the gigs. In the last few years, what's the largest number of people you've heard at a venue?
At a venue?
3,000.
4,000 maybe.
4,000.
Yeah, around 4,000.
And those are gigs with lineup.
Yeah.
With a
Big
lineup.
artists.
So these people don't even come for this dude's he's not gonna be like, let me take a Rush, Shukid, and someone else who's bubbling under. They're gonna go for the top of the top. So if we're going for the top of the top with a large lineup, and these are the people with the numbers, and we're still doing 3,000, 4,000.
But you see, I'll interject, and I'm sorry for that. I think what event organizers haven't realized, there are people who go to certain gigs because, not even because of who's playing, but because it's that gig.
Like
True.
blankets, for
Like
sure.
blankets,
Straight.
like
Blankets,
Koroga.
Because it's always a
social.
good vibe.
Yeah, and that's why
I would
people
really
should
go
be-
to blankets and want to discover new musicians, because I know they
exactly.
always have a dope lineup.
Exactly. So
And
there's
they
no need to
consider
be
young
afraid.
musicians.
So there's no need to be afraid of putting a new artist on the
Yes,
a new artist on the
That's
stage.
what I'm trying to
Plus,
get
you
at.
already have a Chris Brown as the headliner. Why wouldn't you put up Shukid or a Rush?
And I'm telling you, if Blanket said we are headlining Shukid,
Yeah.
people would still go because it's
blankets.
they're
Blankets.
going for blankets.
Yes.
They're
Very
really-
social have their crowd.
Yes.
You've spoken to Muse, they have their audience.
Yeah.
And it's so much more possible to make, or I believe it's one thing, first of all, we have to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
We have to like try and dead the numbers thing.
Yeah.
And really put out what's really working. Because I've done gigs as well. I've been part of the Uncut crew. And one thing I came to realize with these people that you think don't deserve these opportunities they use them so much better when they get them. Those are the people that'll actually invite their friends. You put an upcoming act on something that they think they don't deserve.
They WhatsApp all their friends.
Check out their social media. Every morning it'll be like, yo, come for this. Pull up, please. I need you guys to come. Yeah. So it's really whack that we have to keep on trying to zero in on a certain what's it called? A certain group of people to do things.
Yeah. Which doesn't really grow the industry.
Which doesn't really grow.
The same old people. Yeah. Anyways, so what are you listening to at the moment?
Before I left the crib, I was bumping that new the new Wangeshi and Ska.
He told me the video dropped Jana.
Yeah, I was bumping the video. The song dropped a while ago.
Yeah, but the video dropped.
So the video
yesterday.
just dropped. Yeah, that's pretty fire. That's what I'm listening to.
Okay.
I'm listening to a jam from the UK called "Show Me What's Beneath Your Surface" by a lady called Etta something. And I'm over listening to that song.
Sounds like
never heard
some
it.
looking forward. Shit.
And I'm also really looking forward to what Ben Soul is about to drop because it's going to be something
fire. Oh, and shout out to Sauti Soul. They have their record label is up now. Yeah. Soul Generation Records.
Nice.
I'm listening to a Kenyan lady based in the UK. Her name is Hamza. She did a song that was very popular called Breathing. So she has a part 2 of the song that features Gets and Rich 32. That's what I'm bumping for the moment. All right. So Shukid, just handles social media because I feel that is crucial for guys.
We need numbers.
My numbers.
From your social media, they find the music and everything else you're doing for sure. Yeah.
He's talking about my numbers and social.
Oh yeah, as well.
You need to increase your numbers, man.
Hell yeah, man. So make sure y'all follow me.
Yes, for sure.
Insta sure. King Shukid. That's SHUKID. Twitter. Twitter King Shukid 254. Facebook Shukid. Let's connect. Let's parlay.
Poof.
All right.
Okay.
I am Arosh Official. Naitagwa Arosh Official kwenye mtandao. Neda inesio there. It's Arosh Official. Remember to subscribe down here somewhere and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Amazing. And if you want to say something and you want to join the conversation, also leave a comment. Chaksi reads them. Yeah.
And we are Just Kidding Podcast online. We are Just Kidding Podcast. Until next week, bless.
Recording.
Hey, pause. What?
Focus.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Zoom in. Wait a minute.
Listen up.